Okay, hello everyone. My name is Pranava Rao, and today we are solving another machine of Hack the Box called as Cicada. Cicada. I don't know the name of it, but sounds cool. Looks cool. It's good. Okay, that's it. Yeah, it is an easy challenge and it's related to Windows challenge. So I thought let me just showcase that machine too. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, then currently the machine is retired. As per the rules of Hack the Box to only showcase retired machines. Currently it is active, but then by the time I showcase it on YouTube, it's going to be retired. Okay, with that introduction and brief this background of this, let's dive into the challenge. I just solved this machine, so I thought I'll just even feature it, and you can even see my notes here regarding how I solved it and all those things, which can also be found on my website, where I post all the blog posts related to all the hack the box, try hack me, and then a few other stuff which are coming soon. So it's called as pranava.tech. Looks a little bit different in this, but then that's because of the extensions which I have on my browser. But then yeah, pranava.tech. It's you can find the link in the description below, along with the write-ups section, where there are write-ups related to hack the box and try hack me and all those things. I just showcase some of them here. You can select different options and you can just go through it. Again, the link is there in the description. You can follow along. Yeah, I guess again the extended version of the description and background is enough. Let's get into the challenge now. So what I will do is first thing, it's always first step is to create a place where I can make some notes. So I will create a vault and call this with the name Cicada or whatever that is, and then I'll browse for the location. Again, I'll be storing this in my personal folder, then hack the box, and then this I'll go to YouTube, and then I'll create another folder for this challenge specifically. Cicada, whatever that name is. Select. Let's change this to Cicada notes. Yeah, I hope that's fine. Now let's click on create. That should create us a vault to play with and make our notes and all those things. It's really important when you make a CTF or participating in one. It's important that you create notes parallelly as you are building up your contents and all those as you're solving it. So let's name this with the one that we want, Cicada, and then remove everything here. Okay, so enough of me just having a monologue. Let's just dive in. Okay, so the IP address that we have got here is this one. Let's copy that into the notes app here. I use Obsidian. You can use whatever you feel like using. So I'll add this into my pointer list as the IP address that I'm doing, trying to solve. And then the first step is always the recon, where we perform an nmap scan to look at what are all the ports which are open in the target system and such information. So what I will do is let's go to the directory where I have created a folder for all these things. So YouTube and then Cicada. Then I'll create another folder called nmap. Here I'll run an nmap scan. So sudo nmap -sc, which is for running a script scan, which is going to have a default script related to it's some exploits and checking of the stuffs and all those things. So those script, the default script, and then I'll say sv, which is going to check for the version of the port numbers which are enabled. It's going to look for which version is running, what are the services and all those things. Then I want some verbose output, so -vv, which is going to give me the current and a little bit more descripted verbose output of it. And also because I don't want this to take the entire day for me to give a simple nmap scan, I'll run a T5 option, which is going to run a fast scan of whatever IP address I just given. So then I'll paste in the IP address. With a space, I will say OA, which is going to output all the type of contents to my nmap folder. Then I'll call it as cicada.nmap. That'll start to save contents related to the whatever output comes in. It's going to save it in that folder, and I press enter. It says nmap not found. There's a spelling error here. So named as nmap, and that has started. So it gave 0 hosts up. Why is that? Oh, because I've not connected to the VPN. Okay. So let's do that. Sudo open VPN, and then I'll say my directory, hack the box, and my name. What is here? Lab Pranava dot open VPN. Yeah, I specify the open VPN. That should connect to it. Yes, I see initialization sequence completed, which means the I'm in their network. So now my nmap scan should run. So yes, let's run it once again. Yeah, it has given us some output saying port 445, port 53, which is for DNS, and 139, which is for the file share with NetBIOS open, and 135, 139 again, and some information is coming down. Let's wait for it to show some more results, because here once you get the results, you'll be a little clear about what we are dealing about. So according to the description, it's a Windows machine. We already know that. But then what kind of Windows machine services are running here? It's present in what environment is all going to be seen here. So I can see port 88 and 3268, which is related to the Active Directory servers of Windows. It's discovering some of them. Let's wait for a few more minutes. If not, then I'll just show the output what I got during my initial scan. So just a couple of seconds more, a little more. Come on. Scanning for 11 services. Okay, so that might take a little time. What we'll do is let's open up another terminal down here. I'll just increase the font of this. Just going few directories back, I should be in Cicada and nmap, and here you can see the same files, whatever I try to do it. Now I'll just print out cat Cicada and nmap dot nmap. That file just gives the same output. Okay, so this is the output what I got from my initial nmap scan. So you can see here that the port 53, which is used for the DNS, is present, and port 88 is for port 8080. Sorry, 88 is used for Kerbos. So it's a Windows Kerbos authentication service running at that port number. Then 135 for Windows RPC, and NetBIOS, as I said, 139 is open, and it gives a little bit of Active Directory information related to what domain it is present in, and then altered name and all those information related to the AD server. And has also run some script scans to show us the certificates and information related to it. And again, it says 445, which is Microsoft DS. It's a service. Then KeyPass for, again, this is all for authentication process. It's being used as a key certifying mechanisms and all those things. So 53, 633, 636, it's all related to Active Directory, and information is there. Okay, now again, this output is present and is shown to us. Nothing much we can get to know, but we see that it's running an Active Directory environment. So if you find an Active Directory environment and you can see the NetBIOS session open, which indicates that there is a presence of an SMB file share in the system. It's usually used for that itself. It's usually, again, it can be disabled, but then most often it's found when you have the NetBIOS session open. You can find an SMB share. So what we'll do is let's do an SMB client. I hope I can spell it right. SMB client. Then I will use option -L, or if you're curious about what are the options, you can say SMB client and -help, which is going to give you all the listed commands and what it is used for and all those description here. So what I will be using is -L. I'll just see if I can find that. Yeah, it's going to say get the list of shares available on a host. So that's what I want to see. If I'm able to connect to it and be able to see the list which is present in SMB file share. So SMB client, yeah. Then hyphen L. I'll say the location is this IP address. I need to specify the host here. And then I will check for the anonymous user if that user is present or not. So anonymous, MAS, anonymous. I don't know the spelling. I might be wrong. So let's press enter and just press enter once again. Uh, if the spelling is right, it's right. Anonymous, yeah. Okay, fine. So we get the output here, which is the list of files which are available in the SMB file share for the anonymous user. Now, the reason why I wanted to check for anonymous user is because that's one thing which is by default disabled, but in most cases it's enabled when you turn on a SMB file share to have an anonymous login being enabled in the system to just look at the contents which is present and all those things. Now, with this, I got the list of file shares which is available. Now, admin C and IPs are something which is by default enabled, which we can't actually access it without the right administrative permissions. But then something which is custom, which depends on the environment, is dev and HR. And one more is called as net logon and sys volume. So I guess it's the logon server share. So it's related to that. But then the dev and HR is something suspicious and something which is custom file share which is enabled. So let's connect to these file shares again with the anonymous user itself. So let's remove that option of hyphen L, and this time let's try for the dev folder with the anonymous user itself, and then press enter. That should ask for the workgroup password. Pressing enter. If you have the permission, it says okay, we are here. It says access denied, which means the anonymous user doesn't have the accesses to look at the contents which is inside the dev folder. That's why we get status access denied for listing the contents with whatever is present in that directory. Okay, so let's exit out from there and then check for another file share, which is HR. So let's see if we have access there as an anonymous user. Let's press enter. So what about here? dir, and yes, we look at the contents which is present there. So we see notice from hr.txt file to be present in this file share. What we do is let's download this file share. So I will say I guess I'm in the wrong directory to perform this because it's okay anyway. I'll just terminate this and then go back to the original folder that I was working with. Let's go there with the YouTube plays. Yes, let's clear the terminal once again, and then SMB client for the HR for with the anonymous user, and we see the files here. So let's download the information or notice from hr.txt file into this folder, because from if I use the command get, it's going to download to the directory of my attacking box, whichever is enabled. So I initially had the one which I did it while I was trying to do my initial exploit, no, so I did not want it there. I want it to be in the YouTube folder itself. So yeah, just change the directory. So now I'll say get and then paste in the file name, then press enter. So that should download. Yes, it has downloaded into my local system. So now if I press exit and if I say ls, you can see a file called as notice from the hr.txt. So we downloaded that from the SMB file share. Now looking at the contents of it, notice from the hr.txt, we see something very nice. I hope this font is good. Let's clear the terminal and then paste it in. I mean, let's showcase that in here. Yeah, it says, dear new hire, welcome to the Cicada. I mean, I'll even stop pronouncing that name. I can't pronounce it anyway. We are thrilled to have you join our team as a part of our security protocols. It's essential that you change your default password to something unique and secure. Your default password is this. That's nice. We got a password. So something that I usually put in my notes, which I'll name it as Lutz. And then I say password. That's paste in the password there. Yes. To change your password, log into your crop account using the provided username and default password mentioned above. Once logged in, navigate to your account settings or profile settings sections, and it just says you the steps for creating your password or regenerating your password. And also says remember your password is crucial aspect for of keeping your account secure. Please do not share your password with anyone and ensure you use complex passwords. So if you encounter any issues or need assistance with changing your password, don't hesitate to reach out to our support team at whatever that is. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Once again, welcome to that team. Yeah, so we get a password, but we don't get a username that we can use. So our next aim is to find for some usernames who has this set of passwords with them. Now, since we are running an Active Directory exploit, basically the target box is an Active Directory machine. So it's also going to be having a forest and domains in that. So now, if I somehow get an access to any of the one of the users in the domain or in the forest, I guess I can bring out the list of users who are present in the same forest or domain or something related to that. So now, since we don't have any information to it, what we can do is we can just try to look for some of the default users who are available for us to just interact with. For that, I'll use a command called as crack map exec. Okay, and then I'll say smb. I can even show you the help command for you all to just look at how this works and all those things. So yeah, so the options what I'll be using here is one related to the username and the password. Okay, so I'll just see. Yeah, it's the option is here. So -u and -p, which is the password and username for it. So crackmap exec is going to allow us to run the SMB block protocol for checking for some usernames and passwords which is present in the Active Directory here. So I'll say I need to even specify the IP address. So let's just copy this once again uh, and then paste it in here. I have saved the commands here, what and all I used earlier, so that I don't just mess up or start to figure out what to do. Okay, so what I will do is the first thing is I will look for some blank usernames and passwords. With the it's basically just going to try and run for some checks, default checks of usernames and passwords for this IP address. Now, since it's a part of Active Directory, it might showcase some freely available usernames, something which is present there. So we get one output which says related to what is the domain name and what is the name of things and all those things. But it gave no output here. So which means we don't see any of the usernames or anything like that. But by default, what we have is we'll just paste in the password and see what is going to be our output. So let's do that. Let's copy the password here. Does anyone have a same password that they are using? So we did not get any output. So let's run this with the password to see if anyone has the same password, and that's going to just check for it. So let's wait for the output to come up, and we see no output. I mean, there is no user which is specified here. But yeah, in an Active Directory scenario, what happens is there is always a default user called as guest, okay, which is not default enabled, but if there is a chance, we can have that user being showcased in this place. So what we'll run is we'll say guest. Okay, I'll just check if that user is available, and can we run for looking at other users present in the system by this option guest. I'll just want to check that. So I'll just press enter. So first thing what I'm doing is to just check if that user is enabled for us to do some work on it or not. So that has sent the request for the user guest, and if there is anything, yes, so we get an output which means that the guest user is present in the system. Now what I will do is I will just specify the option called as user. So which is going to look for all the users present in the Active Directory server using the authentications of the guest user. So I'll just run that. Yes, that gave me an output. Oh, it's users. So users is the command. Yes. So yeah, crack map exec smb, and then it's going to look for all the users who are present in the server. So we see the guest users shown up. Then it's trying to enumerate for some of the users present in the server. Uh, okay, I did not get one. Why is that? Oh no, sorry. With crackmap exec, what I basically want to do is to check for the RIDs of the users who are present. So RIDs are basically the names of the users who are present. So it's not the option of users, it's RID brute. So we are trying to brute force for the users who are present in the Active Directory. So let's do that. That should run the script. Yes, so that's running. This is going to brute force for the user names which are present in the server. Let's gather all of the usernames and then let's try for the passwords. Let's brute force for which password matches to which user. But then first we need to have a list of usernames that is present in the Active Directory server. Let's wait for the output to show up. Yeah, so we get a lot of output from here, which is basically trying to brute force for some of the RIDs, which is the users present in the domains, same domain basically. Let's wait for it to show up all the result and exit. So till then, what? Yeah, it showed up the contents here. Now what we'll do is let's create another folder for this. So we are in this above terminal which I had previously opened. So I see just a normal file. So I'll say nano username.txt. Here what I will do is I will save all the contents related to the user. So you can see SID type user, right? So they are all the users who are present, and SID type groups are all the groups of the domain which is present. So I'll just copy the usernames. All that we want is those usernames itself. So I will paste in the username here. There are better ways to do this other than just copy pasting it, but I don't know how to do it, so I'll just copy paste it here. Yeah, so one is administrator, which is the default boss of the machine, and then the guest is the guest machine that we use right now. And KRBTG is a Kerberos user which is used for the Kerberos authentication and all those things. So the next user group that I can see is down here. So which is CIDA, then something related to DC and all those things. I'll just paste that in here. This is the group, another group, and then here starts another username. So let's paste that in here. Let's do that. Let's copy that and paste it once again. So another copy, another paste, another copy, another paste. The another one is this last one because the other one is a group. So yeah, I mean the groups and the users are present here. That's what I was referring to. So I'll press Control X, Y, and enter to save that particular file, the username file. It's also present in the same thing because we are in the same folder. Now I'll run the exploits here. Now I want to look for which user that we have in our username.txt file is containing the password that we extracted here. So this is the password that I want to try to brute force for all these usernames what is present there. So how I'll do is I will use a command called as which is nxc, and then I will specify the protocol that I want to be using, which is smb, and then I'll just copy the IP address that is the host of my IAD server, and then I'll specify -u with the username text file what I generated right now, and the password is going to be the one which we found from there. Let's copy that and paste it in our terminal here, and look for some users. Let's press enter. Again, I don't remember commands, so I just have written down it in the notepad here in my screen there, and to just so that I'll the whatever I'm going to be putting in here as a command is going to be way more accurate. Okay, so we try to brute force for some of the usernames that we collected using the text file with the password, and we got some failure messages here. But then the one which succeeded was this user. So Michael W. Wright Son is the user whose password is what we had earlier captured. That is the username that we found. So let's put that in our loots. So I'll specify here as username. Username, and then this is the username that we found. With this, now let's try to brute force for some of the more users who are present with similar kind of levels and accesses and the privileges which is present in the SMB share. So I'll run the same command. So nxc smb, and no, what I'll do is I'll just open the same command up, and then I'll remove the user.txt to the one which I had copied as the username. Let's add some quotes to it, and then I'll say hyphen hyphen users. So here is where we'll try to brute force for some of the users in the AD server who's going to be containing similar level of access and privileges. So it has started its service. So this is the password. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to authenticate using this username and the password, and then trying to look for the contents. Yeah, let's give it for some second. It has given the administrator user. Then we see a guest user, then Kerbost user, then John someone, and Sarah. This is David. Yeah, and Emily. So we get some of the users who have a similar level of privileges, and basically they are the users present in the server. But surprisingly, we see that for the user David, we even see the password of that user, which is something which is common in some scenarios wherever we see file shares or places where users can get a chance to comment out. They just put in their password because they feel that's way more easier for them to connect, and I don't know what their fantasy is, but they do put in their passwords just for them to remember whenever they see it. So we get another user and another password. So let's copy this and then paste it in here. That's well good there. Now what I will do is, since I have this username and that's related to the SMB protocol itself, what we tried for brute forcing, we might have an access to the SMB client. So let's do SMB client and then specify the folder. So with the IP address, so 10.10.11.35, and then first thing is list for the contents present there with the username. I mean, the content is going to be same, but still it's better practice to see if I have an access or not with this user. So I'll just copy that and paste it here. Press enter. Now when it prompts for me to ask for the password, I will copy the password that I found here without white space there, and then paste it in here. Press enter. That should give us the file shares. Now, initially we were not able to log into the dev folder, but what if now with this user, are we able to go there? So let's check that. For that, I'll remove the option L, and then I will specify the dev folder here, and then press enter. When it prompts for me the password, I'll paste it in here, the one which I had copied. And yes, we got the SMB shell. So let's look at the contents by pressing dir. And yes, we have the privileges and access to this folder, which is good. Okay, we see a file called as backupscript.ps1, which is nice, surprising. So what we'll do is, let's say get, and then save it into our local directory, and then exit from here. Let's exit, and then looking at the contents, we see backup script .ps1. What are the contents of it? So backup script .ps1, and it says source directory is C SMB, and then destination is backup folders. Username is Emily. Wow, we got another username present in the source code. That's good. So let's put that in here. Username and then Emily. The password. Okay, password is equal to convert string. Wow, we even get the password here with the clear text. That's nice. And what else? Credentials, new object. It's doing some script. It's merging the username and password. Then saving it as a backup to do something. That's good. But then we got the username and the password of one of the users who is present in the AD server, which means we can now try to log in as this user. That's as simple as that. So I'll use a tool called as evil one second. Yeah, evil hyphen win rm, and then the other option is I, which is going to be specifying the host, and the user is option U, which is Emily Oscars. Then paste it there. Then I'll say the password, which is option P, and then I'll just paste in the password that I copied or what I found, and then paste it in here. Is that exclamatory a problem if I have double quotes? Let's change it to single quotes. Yeah. So now pressing enter. Yeah, give me. Yes. So we got the access to the user. So which means that we have compromised the user successfully. So if I go to the CD folder back and then to desktop and look at the files here. Yeah, look at the files here. I can see a user.txt, which is actually a flag for the users to paste into the hack the box page. So I'll just give you a word count of user.txt file. I'll not reveal the password of it. Okay, word count is not present in the Windows. I mean the command line utility. Fine, but still, yeah, you can see the flag present here. Now what we'll do is we need to be running the root level access of this. So basically, in a Active Directory environment where you have a Windows operating system in an AD, what happens is the administrator user is the root level user in the system. Now, when it comes to a Linux operating system, there is a root user, but whereas in for a Windows, there is an administrator. Now, if I use a command who am I, and then say priv, which is going to show the privileges, all that I see is I have privileges to back up the files and directories, and then restore files and directories, shut down the system, bypass traverse checking, and then increase the process of working set and all those things. Nothing much as a privilege that I can use for exploiting. I mean, if there was any file that I can use for gaining a next level of access and all those things, that's not present for us. But then what we have is bypass traverse checking. That's an option for us which is enabled. What that gives us is an ability to download stuffs from the registry folder, whatever is present in the system, the Windows system. So it's something like the etc password and etc shadow file of a Linux system. It's something similar to that. So registry is going to be saving all the information related to it. So what we'll do is let's go to a root directory of the system, which is cd slash it's to the C drive. And here if I use the command ls, it's going to show the files here. Now just before I recorded this video while solving, I only created the folder called as temp1. So let's go into that folder, temp1. Again, temp is another folder which is created by other users. It's important that whenever we finish an exploit, we also remove the traces and the folders which we used for performing the exploit, because as a good hacker, that's a good practice to remove the files which you use for exploiting and all those things. Yeah, so I'll just clear my terminal here to just look at the contents in a better way. So by pressing ls, I can see some files called as sam and system. Now how did I get that? I'll just showcase the way how I got these two folders. I'll just create another folder inside this itself, telling showcase, yeah. And then what I will do is I'll just showcase on how I got these two files. So I said save, so hklm, which is to specify the directory of the registry basically. And then I said the sam file, okay, which is the sam file, which contains information related to the users who are present in the system, the sam file. And then I added to the folder showcase. Then I'll say it as sam, so I'm going to save that as the sam folder. That should save it. It's quite slow again for me when I try to save the save option. Okay, wait 1 second. It is reg save. Yeah, I'm saving from the registry, right? So reg save and then press enter. What did it say? Reg save, is there an error in that? Just a second. Oh yes, there is an error. So with my command in here, let's just do something. Press Y to exit, press any other key to continue. I just want to continue. I press the Control C. Please come on. Yeah. So I'm the temp1 folder. Come on, just give me the yes. So I should say rec save and then hklm slash sam, and then I will say showcase and then sam. I'm going to save that file as sam. So that is going to download from the registry entry, and then it's going to be saving it in our folder here called as showcase. So same thing I did before the system file. So reg save hklm and then system, and then putting it under the folder called as showcase system. So that will download the system files whatever is present. Now it has completed, it has saved it successfully. So to download this, I will use the command download, and then I'll space sam, which is the file name that I want to download. So that will start to download the contents whatever is present. So download sam, it's downloading now. Come on, it's doing it. Yeah, 100% done. We should get the shell now, and then I'll say download the system. Now the reason why I'm trying to download the sam file and the system file is basically that it contains the hash of the users who are present in the system, which we can directly use it with the evil winrm tool. I can pass the hash for authenticating it. It's called as pass the hash. It's not the exact pass the hash vulnerability, but then something similar to it, where you pass in the hash for getting authenticated into the system using the username of that particular hash whatever we have specified. So I'm just trying to do that itself. Now to get those hashes, now if you look at this, it's going to be in the raw format, which no one can understand, even the system cannot decode it. But then using a specified tool like how I had showcased in one of the videos, which you can find here, where we had converted the file of the shadow file and the etc file to generate a hash, right? So something similar to this, what we'll do is here is we'll take the set of combinations present in the sam file and then generate hashes related to it using the system file. So it's just going to use both of them to get us a username and a hash generated together. So this is a quite big file. It's going to take a little time. What I will do is I'll rather kill this session, and then I will copy it from my original file that I had taken. So I'll press Control C. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's press another time. Yeah. Good. Did you mean? Yeah. Basically, it has stopped downloading it. So if I look at the contents here, what and all I have the SAM file, and the system. I guess that is going to be just with half of the information, so I'm going to delete it. So RM system, and then I'm going to be copying it from the one which I had used earlier to this file. Okay, so I have the SAM and the system file. I mean, it's locally present from the time which I did for my first exploit of it. Okay, so I have the SAM and the system files in my local directory. Now I'll use a command called as py. I don't know what I use. Py cards tz. I just pressed some wrong stuff. Okay, py katz. Basically, I did a lot of Google search because Active Directory exploiting it is not something that I know as a I mean, what do I say, as a palm. It's like not like a behind of my palm, so I need to do a lot of Google searches. So this is the tool what I'll be using for generating the registry hashes of the users present. So I'll say registry registry try, and then hyphen SAM. It's going to generate that. Then I'll pass in the file SAM and then system. So pressing enter, that has generated us the hashes for different users. So I'll press exit from here. That is going to exit there. And you can see for the administrator user, we have the hash which we can use for authenticating ourselves into the system. So I'll copy the hash, whatever I got, and then I'll use a similar command, but this time instead of the option P with the password, I'll say the hash and then -h. The user is going to remain as administrator. So administrator and then press enter. And we are logged in as the administrator of this Active Directory server. Yes, now if I go to the desktop folder, desktop, and if I look at the contents of it, as you can see, the root.txt file is present, which is the flag as a proof of having it compromised the server. So that is it. There we solved the challenge. Okay, so hope you did enjoy this video, me showcasing Active Directory's exploit related to the SMB file shares and contents related there. So hope you did enjoy. If you did, hit on that like button, and if you're new to this channel, hit on that subscribe button. I know I might have done a lot of monologue with my own imaginations and stuff like that because I'm tired and just want to get this video recorded to showcase to you all. Again, this video is if you're watching this on YouTube, then probably it's retired, but then it might be free for some time. So if you're early, you can access this machine for free in the retired section of the Hack the Box. If not, you can buy a premium subscription for the Hack the Box to access the retired machine. Again, this video is not sponsored by anyone, but Hack the Box, if you are willing to sponsor, you know where to find me. Okay, yeah, with that, I would like to end the video. Till then, stay happy, stay smiling. Bye bye.